What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's yours truly, D-Cash. We're in the building, S.E.Live 365. And special thanks to Dayton 24/7 Now Studios and all of our esteemed partners for bringing 50 Years of Dayton Hoops, the series. And I got my guys in the building once again. We got Money Making Mitch in the building. You feeling, Mitch? Good to see you, man. Now we got our special guest, but he's our co-host. This guy's moving and shaking all the time, and we were able to get him in the building. We got the one and only Mr. Smith, better known as Lorenzo Smith. What's up, baby?
What's up,
my guy, man? Yeah, I've been doing this, reaching over like, yeah. Mr. Smith. Hey, we've been rolling for a while, and you know what time it is, man. How you feeling, dude?
Life is good, man.
His infamous quote, life is good.
Life is good.
Let's just get straight to it, bro. 50 years of Dayton Hoops. You've been around. You've seen it. You've been in the trenches. You're still in the trenches, still hooping. This guy's still hooping.
Yeah.
But when you hear 50 years of Dayton Hoops, what do you think of?
Oh, definitely Dayton is a hotbed for hoopsters. That's why you see the All Ohios, the Adidas Gauntlet, the UAs, Indiana come down here and pluck our players, and because this is where you go if you a baller.
Some of the things that I've been hearing is that the economy in the 70s. All right, so we'll get to that, but the talent in the 70s seemed like second to none.
The talent was crazy. I'm gonna tell you, Dayton and Cleveland, and a lot of people don't know this, but Dayton had at one time almost 15 high schools in the city. We're talking about in this small city. And then you had schools like Fairmont West, Fairmont East, Alter in the suburbs. Well, not Centerville, but schools like that. Centerville in the 70s. And in the suburbs. So Dayton was a hotbed for a lot of basketball players. And you talking about going down to UD Fieldhouse or just a hoop in the summertime.
When did you pick up a ball?
I started playing, and this is, God rest his soul, Mr. Pearson, 6th grade. I was standing out on the corner, and you can't do this day. He drove by with a van, stopped. I was a tall, lanky kid. I started growing in the 6th grade. He picked me up, took me to the gym, and that's probably my start with the Mohawks.
He said, hey, kid, what, you want to play some ball? Or
you
what?
Pick up a kid in the van now, you going to jail.
yeah. How did that? Yeah, I was wondering how that worked, but and from then on, it's been
on. So I fell in love with it. But I was a sports guy all around. My favorite man. So I've been doing this forever. I've been in love with sports forever. So
the first person to make you be like, man, he's amazing.
Probably Dwight McNeil, he stayed in my neighborhood. Dwight played for Meadowdale. And he was one of the guys I saw on the playground. The McNeil brothers back then, you talk about the 70s. I saw Dwight Anderson when I was in the 7th grade, walked up to Meadowdale, got in the game, Meadowdale, Rolfe. I saw Dwight going in 2 points in the first half, come out with 38 points, and it wasn't a three-pointer back then, so let me let you know that too. So Dwight,
hold on, it was
Dwight, it wasn't a three-pointer back then.
No, it wasn't no threes.
So, and then they were playing 8 minutes, and you talking about the gym was packed, it was electric, and Dwight just came out and balled. So that was the first like star I ever seen.
Okay.
And coming up, but then you would go out down the field house. You see the Paxton brothers.
And when did Dwight play?
Dwight played in '78, and I think Dwight came out in '78. And I saw Bobby Porter, and at the time, Bobby Porter looked like he was 7 feet tall. He was 6'8", 6'9", shooting a jumper. And,
so he was an advanced player back then, huh?
Yeah, I think I saw Bobby in like '79, and then part of the early '70s, the Belmont teams were pretty good. The Cash brothers, I saw the Cash brothers in like '74, '75.
Yeah.
Cornelius, and then June Cash. and
Spot Cash.
oh yeah, Cash got the deal with the Detroit. Big June.
Big June. Hey man.
Yeah. Big June.
That's
Yeah.
crazy work. It's
So
crazy work.
a lot of those guys at Dunbar, and then you talking about Frankie Sanders at Stivers, and you talking about a lot of Division I coaches coming to see Frankie, and Frankie was the first big guard, 6'5", that could just shoot the lights out over at Stivers back in the 70s.
So he was the best. And then you had the Paxtons.
Yeah,
right?
You had Jim and John out at Alter.
I mean, but who was the premier school? Who was the premier team at that time in the 70s? Who was what? Give me the 3 organizations that you felt like
back
they just
then
stood a little bit higher than everyone else.
Roosevelt, you talk about Mel Crafter at Roosevelt. Mel Crafter went to Central State. And then Roosevelt was one of the tough teams. Then you talk about some of the Colonel White teams back then.
Roosevelt, when did they close down?
Oh, shoot. They closed.
In the 70s or the 80s? So it was during the 70s that Roosevelt shut down. Yeah. And what was the reaction like when they shut down?
So everybody that was going to Roosevelt went over to Rolfe. And people don't understand this. Natalie Lee Rolfe was a predominantly white school. Back in the day. This was back in the 50s and 60s. And then, matter of fact, the school, the lady who named the school said she would be dead before they let minorities in. And hey, be careful what you ask for. Because Rolfe was one of the better schools. So you talking about everybody going over to Rolfe. You talking about the Cash brothers over at Dunbar at the time. And you talking about geographically, all these schools in this small area where you're talking about 2 to 5 miles from each other. You're talking about Fairview when Benny Harper with Sam Ville was up at Fairview in '79.
Fairview was a high school?
Yeah. And Mike Pratt went to Fairview.
So, all right. So, we're still trying to get the facts right, okay? How many teams were there in Dayton Public or in city school? And was it Dayton Public Schools? It was Dayton Public Schools back then,
It was
right?
Dayton Public Schools,
Okay,
yeah.
so, because you hear there was 9 and you hear there was 11.
I think it was 13 at that time.
Okay.
Because you add Roosevelt, and then you add Stivers.
Okay.
Was a high school. And Stivers ended up closing, but now it's back a high school. But back then, that's where Frankie Sanders went to school, was Stivers. And then you talking about Patterson.
Yeah, Patterson.
And then Stivers and Patterson, they closed Stivers and they joined together with Stivers Patterson.
Okay.
Back in the day.
Okay, so
that's just a little history.
That's what we need. We need some history, man. And why did they start closing? Was it the economy? Because from what I heard, the economy was doing well, but why do you think they started? Why did they start integrating schools?
You know what? I think, and that was one of the things that happened back then. Roosevelt was predominantly black school. Colonel White was predominantly black school. Meadowdale was predominantly white school.
Meadowdale was a white school.
Fairview was too.
Okay.
So those schools, so when integration came and they started busing, and that was the thing, they were busing the black kids to Belmont and Fairview and then Meadowdale. I was one of those kids that got bused to Meadowdale. So they were taking them out of Roosevelt and putting them in other schools in the area. So integration. So I think that might have something to do with it. And then, because back in the 70s, we had 3 or 4 plants here. So a lot of people from down south was coming to Dayton. And it was booming. We were talking about this the other day, the number of groups out of Dayton, musical groups. So Lakeside,
So yeah. Dayton could have been a metropolitan type of city.
Yeah.
Should be, right?
Yeah.
Should have been, right? Okay. Mm-hmm. You go to a game, you got to get there early or like?
Oh, yeah. It was how I saw Dwight was, I was standing outside. I couldn't get in the game. Didn't have a ticket. It was sold out. Standing outside, out back. Bernie Hudson comes out there. I think he was smoking a cigarette. He's the coach at Meadowdale. He said, "What you doing out here?" I said, "I was trying to get in the game. Couldn't get in." And so he brought me in through the back door.
Through the back door.
And then I was able to sit behind the bench and end up going to Meadowdale and watching Dwight. And you talking about Dwight and Dwight McNeil was checking Dwight, and he only had 2 points in the Dwight Anderson only had 2 points in the first half, and then he just took off in the second half, and I was in awe. But I was just in awe with the whole environment back then, the whole basketball environment. And so when it got too packed at the schools, and they started having games at Hare Arena. So
at Hare Arena.
Yeah, man, they would have like triple headers and double headers,
and so that was the move.
Yeah.
That was the move. That's what's up.
Oh, I think I had some in the '80s. I think I had some.
Well, with
I had that big red afro.
The big red fro, man. Yeah. So it's froze, and it was butterfly collars with the wide pants and all of that vibe. But great stuff from Mr. Smith on the '70s, man. We appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir.
We'll bring you right back here in a moment. Don't go away. 50 years Dayton hoops. We got Mr. Mitch about to sit in with us, man. This segment is sponsored by Wanna Taste Tequila, the first Black female-owned tequila from Columbus, and the First Amendment Network record label and broadcast studio.
So what's your name?
Micaiah Johnson.
What's the name of your business?
KJ's Food.
Is there anything else?
No, I can do anything.
It's my life. It's my life. Big appearance. This my life. I don't give a fuck. This my life. This my life. This my life. This my life. My life. This my life.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy D Cash. Check out S.E.Live 365, the new podcast on all platforms, sponsored by Dayton 24/7 now. All right, appreciate you and tap in.
What do you want to do next in your
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Special thanks to Dayton 24/7 Now Studios for giving us a chance to do this each and every week, man. And make sure you go to S.E.Live 365 on all platforms. If you're not able to check out the show today, you can go to the S.E.Live 365 network on Spotify, go to YouTube, and we'll be on iTunes and all of that shortly, all right? And our artist spotlight of the week, this guy's doing great stuff, and he's made a name for himself in the music industry, but he's also a businessman, and he's very successful at it, and he's sitting in with us today. We got the one, the only, Mitch Dunbar in the building, man.
Hey.
What's up, man?
What's up, Cash?
My boy.
Likewise.
Yeah. How you feeling, man?
Man, I feel good. Feel great.
A lot of energy in here, man, with this 50 years of Dayton hoops, bro.
Man, a lot of energy, man. Great interviews. You know, I was able to see a couple interviews, man, and just to hear the Cash brothers and, you know what I'm saying, some of the names that's thrown around, man. I definitely got to do my research.
Yeah,
definitely got to do my research.
Yeah, that got you thinking a little bit, huh?
I didn't know they went to Dunbar.
Yeah,
so, you know what
that's
when Rennie
crazy.
just said Cash brother went to Dunbar.
Yeah,
like,
man.
Hold on, like, yeah, you know.
Yeah, there's some history there.
Yeah.
I mean, you're kind of hearing the stories like I'm hearing the stories,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
But you knew that there was, like, back in the 70s, it was more
Absolutely.
predominantly white.
Absolutely.
Dayton public schools were predominantly white in the 70s.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's big, man.
And-
You know, Dunbar was actually created for us. You know, back in the 70s when segregation and everything was real. You know,
Paul
we
Lawrence
missed
Dunbar,
that.
yeah.
We missed that part of life, a reality of, you know, things were predominantly white, even the Dayton public school system. You know what I mean? So, but going to Dunbar, a lot of the older, my mentors and coaches, you know, they really drilled it in us like, hey, yo, listen, this school was made for us. This school was made for black people. Okay, so we knew that.
Give me a couple of names.
Coach Johnson,
Okay.
you know, Coach Johnson, Coach Booker, you know, Mr. Kortner, you know, Coach Hooker, who was a, football coach at McFarland, which was, like Rennie was saying, that was the first Dunbar. The old McFarland, they tore it down.
Oh, McFarland
The old
was
McFarland.
Dunbar?
Come on now.
What?
So, you know.
Let's go ahead and go into your music a little bit, okay?
Okay, yeah,
now
absolutely.
you've had a great run and you continue to roll.
Yeah,
I saw one of your recent videos.
Yeah.
This boy doing clap it up, Rennie. Now let's go.
Absolutely.
Mitch Dunbar doing this. Now, how are you able to continue to reinvent and just stay hungry in the game?
Well, so just like Dunbar, like music is in my veins too. My grandfather, who was the original drummer for the Ohio Players. He was with the group, you know what I'm saying, like 11 years. He laid a lot of the foundation that they jumped off of to get to stardom. So just knowing who my grandfather was, you know what I'm saying, musically, you know, it kind of like, you know what I'm saying, did something to me. And so that's really where I get my drive from musically. And then too, like I like being original. I'm not scared to be who I am.
That's the way people respect you, no question.
Exactly.
And, you know, appreciate you, right?
Absolutely.
And the haters gonna hate, but the winner's gonna win. We already know that.
But at the end of the day, I can say, look, I'm authentically me.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I don't sound like nobody. I'm not trying to sound like nobody. And that's one of the ways the person can really be creative and have their own identity. Yo, bro, just be yourself. Just be who you are.
When did you realize music was for you?
I want to say in high school. In high school, you know, we, you know, sitting at the lunch table, you know what I'm saying, rapping. But I knew it was for me. Listen, I knew it was for me. I knew it was for me when I looked over, because Mr. Love used to sit right out when doing lunch. Mr. Love used to sit in the hallway. You know what I'm saying? He would watch everything. So when I seen Mr. Love bobbing his head, like, you know what I'm saying? I said, oh, yeah. I said, oh, yeah, I'm on to something.
So what was your first video that you made, man?
I was working with Tommy Owens. You know,
T.O., shout out to Tommy Owens.
Big shouts out to my cousin, Tommy Owens. Tommy Owens really showed me the game of music and the business side of making music and shooting music videos and just understanding the business side of making music. So once I got turned on to that part, bro, it was like, yo, man, I was on after that. You know, I was on after that, bro.
Game over.
Yeah, it was game over.
Shout out to Tommy Owens, man. We'll be bringing
shots.
him on as well. Let him talk.
I want to slide this in there, man. You know, Dunbar is having a 25-year all-class reunion this year. You know what I'm saying? We looking forward to seeing a great blue and white all-star basketball game. So it's going to be June 20th through the 22nd.
Okay.
Which the all-star game will probably be that Sunday, which would be the 22nd.
All right.
So, yeah, just wanted to put that in there.
right.
Yeah, just wanted to put that in there, man.
A couple artists that we should be watching out for, man.
Look out for Stephen Ernest. I'm talking about crazy kid. He got crazy work. He made great music. Look out for Rob Nero. He's good. Look out for my sister Angela. She's good.
Okay.
You know, just to name a few. My brother Newski, Thrizzy. You know, a couple names. You know.
Okay. All right. You got anything you want to hit him with? A quick, a couple bars? Or
You know
or
what I'm
want-
saying? You know, I said,
All
yeah,
right,
for
well,
sure,
yeah,
for sure. Here we go. Cash on the beat, Money Mitch on the mic. Here we go. Keep it going, Cash. Here we go. CODE. Paint the city red. You got some whip, then you can get this drip, but pay me in advance. You can pay me in advance. Money making Mitch coming straight off the head. 50 years of hip hop, it don't stop. Dayton Dunbar, yeah, that's where the piss stop. We got Rennie in the house. Y'all know what we talking about. Hey,
let's clap it up. Let's clap it up.
Hey,
Money making Mitch.
That's how, and that's just how it used to go down in the cafeterias, just like that.
Question, man. Great stuff, bro. Social media, where you at, my guy?
Absolutely. Bar Legacy Mitch, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, man. Make sure y'all tap in.
You nominate anybody to come on next week?
Yeah. You know what? I nominate Stephen Ernest to come on next week.
All
man.
right, let's clap it up for Steven. Steven, you on the
get
clock,
wolf.
bro. You
Yeah,
better
we
be here.
We're going to get the wolf on the clock.
Mitch Dunbar, and we'll be catching you with 80s hoops next week, all right? So
Let's go.
catch us here on ABC, 11 a.m. Everybody have a good weekend, and we up out of here.
Peace.
Artist Spotlight was powered by QAL Home Care, Quality Advancement of Life Skills, T-Shirt Kings Delivery, Run, Pick, Quick, and Besser Hair Care. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? We're here. Welcome to 50 Years of Dayton Hoops. And we are special thanks to Dayton 24/7 Now Studios for the opportunity to do this once again. And we have a special guest in the building as we encounter the next episode here. This lady, she comes from Indiana, but she's become a Buckeye by heart. She's been here for a long time, and she has some awesome stories and memories to talk about. We got the one and only Miss Debbie Lieberman.
Hello.
How we doing?
Great to be here.
Good to see you
Good to
once
see you
again,
too,
Miss
Dion.
Lieberman. How we feeling?
Good. good.
All right.
A little sad that college basketball's over, but aside from that, I'm good.
Yeah,
Good.
now-
I can
now-
focus on the Pacers.
Okay, okay. So now you back on the Pacers. You know how you do.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself and where you from and who you are and what you do, okay?
I am Debbie Lieberman, and I grew up mostly in Indiana, going to CIU. My dad took me down to games all the time. Lived in Indy, but it's a short drive down to Bloomington. So I was a huge basketball fan then. And then also, the Pacers were in the ABA, and we went to Pacer games at least once a month. And so I grew up, in the heart of basketball in Indiana, and I played basketball for 7 years myself. And then I moved to Dayton. After college, I came here to go to law school and stayed and fell in love with the UD Flyers and have been supporting them since 1983 and season ticket holder. And I love my Flyers. Involved in county government and did that for 35 years. So I'm most recently was county commissioner for 20 years, and now I am doing community development, director of community development for the legal division of the clerk's office. So staying busy.
Man, and you was a commissioner for
20.
Hall of Fame. We'll put you in the Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame.
Come on,
Yeah.
man.
Well,
Let's
you
go.
know, I'm in the Broadcasters Hall of Fame. Bet you didn't know that.
No, I did not know that. All right.
Yep.
Woo! Broadcast. That's got to be a great feeling. Come on
It's
now.
a good deal. Good deal. Maybe someday you can.
One day. We got a few more years to do what we're doing.
Fun stuff.
It's going to be, but congratulations on that. That is an amazing accomplishment, no question about it. Big, that 2020 team,
Ooh,
where do they
you mean
rank as far
national
as
champions?
in the last, you watched Dayton for the last 40 years, okay? Where do they rank as far as the best teams that you've ever seen grace a UD Flyer court?
It's just it's a shame because we don't know how far they would have gone, right?
Yeah.
But I like so many other Flyer fans believe they would have at least been in the Final Four,
Yeah.
Because everything was working well for them. I mean, I'm not going to say they weren't better than the two teams that went to the Elite Eight, but they were right up there, and so that's hard, I think, for Flyer fans to have to still 5 years later have to think about that. But
Yeah.
happened. And a couple
were
of those
definitely
guys, besides Obi, have gone on and had really good careers so far.
Yeah,
so.
no question. Jalen Crutcher, Trey Landers. He also has a little one as well. Congratulations to Trey.
Yeah, he did.
We'll be talking to him, bringing him on the show as well.
That's great.
That was a loaded team, loaded squad.
Yeah.
With the right players at the right positions. It would have been great to watch them play, but just wasn't meant to be, I guess.
Back in the 80s,
who was the first team that made you fall in love with the Dayton Flyers?
Roosevelt Chapman and the boys. I'm telling you.
Rosie had a smooth game, man.
Yeah, Velvet.
Velvet,
right? That's what they called him.
Oh, okay.
Because of his velvet touch. Yeah. So I remember, as I said, I came from Indiana. I was a huge IU fan. And I really, when I came to law school at UD, I didn't know that much about UD. I didn't know their history in basketball and the NIT and how great they'd been.
Yeah.
And the coach, and Coach Donner was still the coach when I came. And it turned out one of my best friends was a cheerleader. So I really got into it, went to a lot of the games as a law student. And when they went on their run, I'm telling you what, I'd never seen anything like it. And when they won that night, it was Georgetown, right? Yeah, they beat Georgetown. It was crazy.
But that's March Madness at its best, and UD has definitely had those moments.
We have.
And
we've had our shining moments.
Yeah.
And we will again.
Make sure you check out 50 Years of Dayton Hoops, and make sure you check out Miss Lieberman with Next Steps LLC Consulting. And we'll be back here in a moment. Don't go away.
Do you need personalized home care services? If so, Quality Advancement of Life Skill is here for you. We are an agency provider for Department of Development Disabilities. We offer home care, personal care services, non-medical transportation, shared living housing, 24-hour client care, and so much more. We're trusted, dependable, and reliable. So don't wait. Contact us today. We can't wait to help.
Our chef of the week is Dana's Soul Food Kitchen, where love is the first ingredient. Located on 130 North Patterson Road. All right, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? We are in the building, Dayton 24/7 Now Studios, S.E.Live 365. Make sure you check it out on all your podcast places where you can find it. And we're also on ABC as well. Special day today. I have a special guest in the building. This guy is he's a leader. He's just a true leader of the community. And when you get a chance to listen to him, you'll hear that he's also a former hooper. We're going to see, he's got some stories to tell. We got the one, the only founder of Network and Chill, Peanut Johnson, bro.
Whoa, man, my bro. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, man. For sure.
How you doing, bro?
Come on, man. Every day above ground is a good one, man. If anything wrong, had to make something up.
All right, it sound like Rennie, baby. Sound like Rennie. Sound like Ren, dog. But
I mean, for sure, you know what I'm saying? I mean, to me, it's important for any leader, any movement. You got to have some type of movement going on. So, yeah, you know what I'm saying? We did historical numbers in Dayton, which we continue to. And then again, you know what I'm saying, we just moving that energy to Columbus. And you know what I'm saying, like Cincinnati, you know what I'm saying, y'all on the menu. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, like y'all up next.
Let's get to the business.
For sure.
50 years of Dayton hoops.
Come on, man.
When you hear that, what do you think of?
Now, you feel me? I am not going to just reserve it to a school like I seen a bunch of your esteemed guests do, right? To me, I like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take it to a neighborhood, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take it to Westwood with it.
Okay, so you feature Westwood.
Daquan Cook, you know what I'm saying? We talking about Dwight Anderson, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about, like, those two right there are pillars of Westwood.
Rules.
For sure.
Where can they find more information on you, bro?
Man, so the best place to hit me at is on the Patreon, patreon.com/ONXC.
Honor, man.
Man, for
my
sure.
God, buddy.
For sure.
Ooh, look at his wrist.
Hey, shout out to my team, man. Shout out to my team. Shout out to Sean 550. Shout out to C-Lock. Shout out to Telfero Sebastian, one of the greatest artists of our generation. Shout out to Ray Sean. Shout out to Nisha. Shout out to Annie B. And if I forgot y'all, charge it to my head, not my heart. You know what I'm saying?
That being said, appreciate you jumping in. 50 years of Dayton hoops, man.
Come on, man. Appreciate you, man. Thank you, man.
All right. We'll be back in a moment. Don't go away. S.E.Live 365. 50 years Dayton hoops.
You want a nice rub, buddy in a nightclub. Come home 5 o'clock, now you want to fight, bro. Y'all busting up the crib, putting holes in the wall. Now the neighbors got the po-po on the car. They show up at the door while he choking you out. The po-po like, oh no, so they broke in the house. Put the burner on that boy, place him under arrest. Now they talking about charges that you ain't gon' press. The crib